Now, my name's David Stopps. I'm standing in the Performer Director election, which is currently taking place. And it's really important to vote. If you haven't voted already, you have just a few days to vote, and please do vote because it's incredibly important for your future. Voting ends this Tuesday the 14th of November at 12:30, and it's going right down to the wire. Every vote counts. So those that can vote are PPL Performer members, and they must have had at least one payment in the last 2.5 years from PPL. If that's the case, they'll receive an email from Civica Election Services. That's Civica with a C, Civica Election Services, which will enable them to vote. Do check your spam folder because they often go into spam. Now, some performers have representatives, somebody who looks after their PPL income for them. That could be a neighbouring rights agent, it could be an accountant, it could be a manager, it could be a lawyer. Whoever they nominated, they will get the email, not you. So it's really important, if you have a performer representative, to check with them as to whether they've got the email. You can also tell them to vote on your behalf. So I'm passionate about performer rights, and I feel strongly that performers are not getting a big enough piece of the PPL pie. One of the big issues is streaming. Now, people don't license interactive services like Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, YouTube. They are licensed directly from the record companies, so that money just doesn't go through PPL at all. PPL only licenses what we call linear services, such as radio, television, or music in public places. So, why is that? It's because of a right called the Making Available right. Now, the Making Available right was introduced in 1996 into the WIPO Internet Treaties. And it says that if a consumer can access a piece of music at a time and a place of their own choosing, then the Making Available right will apply. So if you select a track on Spotify, clearly the Making Available right does apply because you are choosing a track to listen to at a time and a place of your own choosing. But what happens if then Spotify analyse that and send you a few tracks down the pipe that you didn't choose? Would the Making Available rights still apply in those tracks? Now, I say it doesn't. I say those tracks are like radio. You have no control over what they're going to send to you. You hope you may like it very much, but you're not picking them, you're not choosing them. Now, I spoke to one of the world's leading copyright experts, Dr. Mihai Feature. He actually invented the Making Available right in 1996, and he was one of the architects of the WIPO Internet Treaties. And I asked him that question, and he said no, in his opinion, the ER should apply to the push tracks. That's when they're pushing tracks at you. It obviously doesn't apply to the pull tracks, which is when you selected the original track on the service. But the tracks that it's sending down to you, the equitable remuneration should apply. And I totally agree with that. That isn't the case in the UK, and I think that has to be fixed. There's lots of other things about PPL that need to be fixed, and you can find out what they are if you go to my website, which is davidstopps.com. Now, this Making Available right is bad news for performers altogether, really. On the featured side, you'll get paid a royalty based on what the contract says, what the recording contract says on streaming income. But most featured performers aren't recouped with the record company, so you won't actually receive anything. It'll just be counted to on your royalty account and it'll be credited there. For non-featured performers, it's even worse, but non-featured performers get nothing anyway. I mean, nothing. And it seems to me completely wrong that if a recording that they played on, the non-featured performer played on, it's played on the radio, they get paid. But as soon as it's streamed, they get paid nothing. And that has to be fixed. It's completely wrong. So please vote before this Tuesday. It's really important to vote. If you vote for Jackie Davidson and myself, we'd be extremely grateful. Have a great day, and we'll do another one of these tomorrow. Cheers.